Hey everyone, this is Steve from Average Joe's Fantasy Football, and we've got your Week 3 start and sits for the wide receiver position. Now this is going to be geared towards PPR and half PPR. If you do play standard, this might be a little different as far as recommendations go. Again, these are based off of guys who are probably going to get some more targets, which help them PPR, not necessarily scoring in the red zone or scoring touchdowns, things like that. But these are guys who are going to be definitely getting the ball this week. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Also hit that notification bell. That way you guys are notified every time we drop a video just like this to help you with your 2021 season. We are here to help you guys win. We want to see those dubs. We want to see you guys, hitting that championship at the end of the year, because we've been able to give you some good advice. Now, if it's bad advice, I apologize. Sometimes fantasy can be a little bit crazy, but we do try to give you the best advice we possibly can to help you guys win some games and put you in the right direction, all right? Now, if you guys do have questions, always hit us up in the comments down below. You can always, ask away, whether it be trades, waivers, start and sits, whatever it is. You can also DM us on Twitter or Instagram. We'll be able to help you out there as well. Again, we want to make sure your lineups are as good as they can be. And of course, if you have DFS, don't be afraid to ask that too. We'll be able to help you guys out with that. Now we're going to start. This is the obvious. Okay, these are the obvious players that I want to put up there. These are guys that every single week at this point should be starting and helping you guys win. All right, don't overthink it. These are guys you should be playing. Now, the only one that I have a little bit of an asterisk to is going to be Amari Cooper, just because of the injury situation. Look, he's dealing with some rib injury. He might be out. Obviously, follow the news. We'll be posting stuff on Twitter and Instagram to keep you guys updated. But that's the only one I have a little bit of an asterisk. Now, as far as your starts go, the first guy I have is going to be Robert Woods. Look, Robert Woods has not performed to what everyone is expecting. Cooper Kupp looks amazing, right? Cooper Kupp is by far Matthew Stafford's favorite receiver. The reason I have Robert Woods is I think this is going to be his breakout game. Okay, they are going against the Buccaneers, who typically are a better defensive team. Now, the Bucs are allowing 216 yards total to the wide receivers position, which is 25th in the NFL, which is crazy. What's also very interesting is they are allowing 55 points to the wide receiver position, which is 31st in the NFL. No one saw that coming into the season. I think what's happening is it's becoming more of a shootout, and they're going against very high offensive teams, and it's no differently here. You're going against Matthew Stafford, who is absolutely a shootout king. He'll be able to keep up with Tom Brady. I think his weapons are almost as equal. I think Bucs have a little bit more. They are going to be without Antonio Brown, which will help, Mike Evans or Godwin. Again, I didn't put them as obvious starts, but those are guys I would definitely put in with, Antonio Brown being out. But I do like Robert Woods a lot. Now, the next guy I have is a good start. It's going to be A.J. Brown. Everybody, please stay calm. A.J. Brown will be good for you, okay? He's had some bad matchups. Tannehill has, really not thrown his direction. Well, rewind that. He has thrown his direction. It's been a little bit of a challenge, right? Him and Julio did look a lot better as far as the second game goes with Tannehill passing, but that was more of a Derrick Henry game. They are going against the Colts. Colts are allowing 203 yards to the wide receiver position, which is 22nd in the NFL. They are also allowing 48 points to the wide receiver. This is 27th in the NFL. They are allowing touchdowns to happen, okay? This is why I expect Robert Woods to at least have one touchdown in this game and actually do really well. I think he's going to start to really, A.J. Brown really start to turn this around. A.J. Brown, I think matchup-wise, has a really good matchup going into this. I think the problem is everyone's kind of nervous with Julio being added, that A.J. Brown's now pushed aside. Don't get rid of him yet. Now, if you're trying to buy him low, this is a good time, all right? Now, the next guy I have as a good start for you is going to be T. Higgins. Look, T. Higgins is going against the Steelers. Steelers are allowing 222 yards to the receiver, which is going to be 27th in the NFL. They're also allowing 46.7 points to the wide receiver. This is 25th in the NFL, okay? I like T. Higgins a lot. Boyd's also a good sleeper you might want to put in there. Jamar Chase is going back and forth. I actually saw a tweet someone put out. Both Chase, Jefferson, some of those guys that were, look, they are going to be okay. The first couple games, this is kind of getting familiar with everybody. T. Higgins did look, really slow last year, kind of like Chase started off a little bit. He looked great first game and then kind of bombed the second game. I think this wide receiver core is going to be amazing, and I think Joe Burrow will look really good with that said. Okay. Now, as far as going to be the sits go, this is going to be a little unique. I have Deebo Samuel. All right. I have Deebo Samuel as a sit. I know he's done really well in this first couple of games, but they're going against the Packers right now, which are allowing 112 yards to the receiver, which is third in the NFL. And they're only allowing 27.7 points to the wide receiver, which is 6th in the NFL. They do a really good job. Plus, you have Jair Alexander, who's going to be covering Deebo Samuel pretty much the whole game. He does a lot of man-on-man. And I think this is going to be more of a shootout than it is going to be a, slow-paced game. I think Packers, kind of like they did to the Lions, are going to be up pretty fast. And unfortunately, even though this can be more of a passing situation for Deebo, I don't think he's going to do really well. I think this might be a little bit more of an Ayuk Kittle game, because I know Kittle's really struggled, but this is going to be a good game for them, more so than I do see Deebo. Now, as far as the next guy I have is Brandon Cooks. Look, Brandon Cooks has done really well, but now he's dealing with Tyrod Taylor being out. He's out right now for a while. So with that said, they're also going against the Panthers. If you guys are not aware, the Panthers are one of the better defensive teams going on. They've allowed 124 yards to the wide receiver, which is 5th in the NFL, and they're allowing 27.4 points to the wide receiver, which is 5th in the NFL. They do a really good job. They're actually shutting down teams and really helping themselves in a good position. So Brandon Cooks is not a good option now that your starting quarterback is out and you're going against one of the better defensive teams. So be wary. Do not start Brandon Cooks for Thursday night. Now, the next guy I have is a sit, and I hate to say it, just because I do like him a lot, unfortunately, as a Cowboys fan. I have Terry McLaurin as a sit. Terry McLaurin is now going to have Taylor Heineke, which is, he's actually really done a really great job while he's in there. But the concern that I have with McLaurin is they're going against the Bills. The Bills are only allowing 127 yards to the wide receiver, which is 6th in the NFL. They're only allowing 30.5 points, which is 9th in the NFL. McLaurin's going to get against White. Tre'Davious White is one of the best cornerbacks in the league, top 5 easily, and that's going to be a bit of a challenge. Heineke's guy, I think, is going to be a little bit more, I would say, overwhelmed in this matchup. It's not really a matchup for him like he did have the Giants. This is going to be more of a struggle. So for me, I'm not fully trusting Heineke. It's not so much McLaurin. It's more like Heineke I don't trust, which is going to really hurt McLaurin. All right. Now, as far as some sleepers go, the first guy I have is Odell Beckham Jr. He is expected to be back week 3. That is the hope, and so far the signs. They are going to be without Jarvis Landry. He's just recently put on IR for about 3 games with his MCL sprain. So Odell is actually going to be a good option if he does start. Now, again, make sure to follow us because we will keep you updated on those injuries if anything changes, but he is expected to start. The Bears are allowing 211 yards to the wide receiver, which is 24th in the NFL, and they're allowing 50 points to the wide receiver, which is 29th. So this is a really good matchup for Odell, which is a great one when he comes back. Next guy I have as far as the sleeper is going to be Devonta Smith. Now, Devonta Smith is going against the Cowboys. He did not do very well week 2. He had a good week 1. I think this is a good matchup for him and Jalen Hurts. The Cowboys are allowing 241 yards to the wide receiver, which is 31st in the NFL, and they're allowing 48.9 points to the wide receiver, which is 28th. So this is a really good matchup for Devonta Smith to kind of turn it around from week 2. And I think with the way Dallas has been playing, that defense has not necessarily changed, unfortunately. So they are still dealing with that pass second. Look, the secondary's got a little bit better, just a little bit, but not enough to, I would say, feel their top 10, right? They're going to be one of those guys that I think if Cowboys can kind of hone in, there might be 21st or 20th, right? I think that's the top potential you can see out of that team. So those are your start and sits and sleepers for week 3. I hope that really helps you guys out, kind of get some clarity on who you should be starting or sitting, depending on what you kind of lineups you got. Again, don't be afraid to ask if you guys are uncertain of who you should be starting or sitting based off of your lineup. Again, ask us in the comments, hit us up on our DMs. We can always, answer those questions there as well. Again, we're here to help you guys get the best lineup for your week 3 matchup. If you guys are liking the channel, make sure you hit that like button. We greatly appreciate it. It helps us with the algorithm. And if you are unsubscribed and you did enjoy what you saw, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. That way you guys are notified every time we drop a video just like this to help you guys out. All right? And I look forward to seeing you guys in week 4.